Hello everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 79 of Darwell20's Let's Play of Minecraft 1.21. Today, checking in on my turbine. He's pretty stable at 2060 RPM-ish. We're producing around 2.5-ish thousand RF per tick, and we're using barely any fuel, thanks to all the setup that we did last episode. Now, today's plan is to replace the gold blocks that I have in there with ludicrite blocks and see what that does, because I don't know. So let's turn you off for a sec. I'm gonna have to break in there. Sorry, buddy. Cool. And I think it might not be a bad idea to throw it in just a few more turbines if I can. I think we could pull that off. Right here, 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 and here. Would that be cool? Thank you. All right, so now we've got 28 turbines in there, which means 28 times 15 would be, I am getting out a calculator for this one, 420. Cool. Control click, 420. So that's how much steam you should be allowed to do, and then we can turn you on. And the induction coils are engaged, and we will vent all coolant. So it has to speed back up now, but that's okay. We're going to want to bump you back up here, but I'm going to turn you off for a second so that we can let all the steam that's in there dissipate, and then we can tweak our fuel rods again to get ourselves up to 420. So that should be doable. Yeah, that should be cool. Okay, so back on, and you're going to be producing, well, off. I want you to burn through all the steam you have. Could you do that for me? Would that be cool? Right. So blades 28 out of 28, so behaving perfectly. Sweet. Right. So now you're off. Right. So then I want to get this number up to the point where it's like stabled. Right. So we were right around 360-ish. So I think I could probably set everybody to 94. And that would get me where? 380-ish? So then you could be 93, 93, 93. And that's sitting me right around 402-ish, 401-ish. Okay. So then 1, 2, 3 more should be sitting around 419 to 420-ish, 423. I'll take 423. That's a number I'm cool with. I wish this number was more accurate. I don't know why, but it's definitely not. But that's okay. It's slightly above 420, which is where we want to be because that's how much we're okay. Cool. And wow, we're producing a lot more energy per tick now. That is cool. That is cool. Now might be a good time to get a power. This guy, Ender Doohickey. Okay, and you were going to sit here. Now you're an active output, right? So I want you there, and I want you on channel 2, which should have you dumping all your power straight into channel 2, which is kicking that guy back over to where it belongs, right? So not too bad, not too bad. So when we get to like the 1800 RPM point, that's when it's going to be cool. Now what I'd like to do is disengage my coils for a second to let this thing speed up faster. Because the trick is, I want to see what happens when we get to 1800 and I engage the coils. Will it continue to climb, meaning that we're like not capturing as much rotational force as possible, and we need better coils? Or will it go backwards, which means I'm going to want to increase my flow rate? Both are definitely possible. We'll see what happens. Now, my concern is the rotors, if I want to increase the flow rate. Because I don't think there's better rotors, right? So there is reinforced blades, which can do 25 millibuckets, but I got to imagine I can't put reinforced blades into a non-reinforced turbine, right? I don't know. We could try. We could absolutely try. You know dire. So if I engage you now, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. We're losing rotor speed. So I really want this guy to hover at like 1800-ish. Okay. Um, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. So yeah, so here's what it is. The better the coils, the blocks are on the bottom, the more speed it's going to need, or the more steam it's going to need to keep the speed at the threshold we want. So like the game for you to play here is balancing the amount of steam you're producing with the strength of the coils that you're using to keep this thing good. And the higher the coils, the more efficient they are. So if I got a radiculite block, um, right, which could be doable. Now I don't think I can convert this guy back to ludicrite, unfortunately. I don't think. Yeah. So there's no way to convert him back to ludicrite. It's a little bit of a bummer, but not the end of the world bummer, but a little bit of a bummer. So no going back. But that's okay. So what I want to do is bump this up. So let's off this for a sec, just so I can check. Can I replace you with that? I can't imagine this is going to be a valid build, right? Nope. Definitely not. So now, if I disengage the coils, it'll speed up the rotor a little bit faster, and that'll be good. So let's get it back up to like the 1500 mark and see what happens when we get there, right? Yeah, so with this thing engaged, it won't speed up quite as fast, right? It's probably not noticeable at this slow speed, but it'll become noticeable pretty quickly. And then we're going to see what happens when I go above 420 here with like the blades thing. Can only fully capture energy from an amount of vapor equal to their capacity. Efficiency drop if the flow of input fluid rises past capacity. Yeah. So if I want this to go faster, I can put more flow rate in there. Like I think what this is saying is I can increase the steam flow rate, but we'll lose some efficiency, which I may not mind. I guess it depends how much efficiency we lose, right? I guess we'll find out. So if we engage you, you're still climbing. See, like this is the trick. When you turn on the induction coils, you'll see if the RPM starts to slow down or not, or go backwards, right? When you engage it, so I want to see the threshold at which it engages. So clearly, when we got to like the 1600 mark, it was going backwards. So I'm going to turn it on like probably around 12, 13, 1400 and see at which point we start to choke. And then when we do, I'm going to turn up the flow rate and see what happens from there. Is that plan? Guess we'll find out. Because I'd like him to be sitting around 1800 if I can. So I can balance this at 1800 and get the right amount of MB per tick going on. We might have a little bit of inefficiency because of our rotors, but like, I'm okay with that. And let's just validate that my turbine, with a maximum size of 5 by 5 by 10 blocks, primarily requiring only ironing is to craft, it's a cost-effective solution. Yeah. And the 5 by 5 by 10, I assume, is the external dimensions. So like this is getting very close. So I'm going to leave the coils engaged for a minute. And I'm going to double check when we're talking about the reactor. Yeah, 5 by 5 by 5 external. So I have to assume that the 5 by 5 by 10 is an external, right? And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Because it's 7 times 4 blades is our 28. And then we've got the coil on the bottom. Okay. Just trying to figure out if there's a way to have the right amount. Because I need like more than twice as many blades in here, right? To hit the full amount that I'd want to hit. So like we're still climbing a little bit. So I'm going to let it climb up to like 1500-ish. And see at what point we start going backwards. Still going strong, which is cool. There we go. Now we're going backwards. Okay, so now I'm going to bump you up, right? So So if I did 500, that's cool, right? Now I'm going to let you guys go to the point where you're producing like, I'm going to set you guys to 90 for a moment and set it to change all. So you're going to be producing way more steam than we need, and then we'll back that down once I find the right number over here, right? So I'm going to disengage you. I'm going to get you to like 600. Because what my goal is I want to get it to the point where when we're at 1800 RPM, it kind of stays there. The closer to 1800, the better. So if I set you to 550, you're still doing good. I might even drop you to 500-ish. Now you're going backwards a little bit. So how about 520? I'm going to get you as close to 1800 as possible. 510, about where we want it to be. 510's going backwards. So let's say 515. Getting really close there. That's feeling really good. I might stick at 515. All right. So that means I want you off for a sec because I want to get this guy to 515. So I'm going to make everybody 93, which feels about right. And turn you back on. I want the steam to disappear. There we go. All right, back on now. So we're at 438, 442, 442. Let's get you to 92 for everybody. 489, 501, 505. Okay, so then one more down here, 91 on that one only. 510, 511, 512, one more. All right, so these 7 are 92 and these 2 are 91. Cool. And that has me at 520 steam production, which has you just a little bit more steam production than we need, which has you sitting real close to 1800. Yeah, look, we're backing down from 1800. So that's sitting at 12,000 FE per tick. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. What do you guys think? I feel like that's a very perfect design for this stage. Now, I could go way deeper down this rabbit hole, and I don't think I'm gonna. I think we've seen enough, right? So, like, you could get Radiculite, which would be like turning a bunch of Ludicrite into Radiculite. Very, very possible. And I might let, like, a bunch of Cyanite build up. We're not actually producing any Magentite anymore, mostly because... I did this between episodes, but I wanted more cyanite for my reactor, so I automated this guy, the second big one, to be like it's automated just like the other one, right? So it's keeping uranium in stock and converting and doing its thing. In fairness, I should probably be consuming this as well. So let's make sure that all the energy we're producing here is not being wasted as well. I think that would be smart. Because you're also producing like, how much? 43,000 FE per tick? Yeah. And then you're on channel 2. Cool. So you're at 43,000 FE per tick. This guy is also at 87,000 FE per tick. Why are you at 87? I guess that's the two of them combined. It's weird that you're showing those differently, but whatever. And then finally, this guy, right, is producing 12,000. But, like, let's not forget, it's for far, far less fuel, right? Like, this guy is producing 12,000 FE per tick for 0.016, right? So if we did 12,000 divided by 0.016, am I right to say it's 750,000 FE per ingot? Is that right? Is that math correct? I think. So it takes 62 ticks? No, that's not right. .0.016. Does it take 62 ticks, so 3 seconds, to produce uranium? That doesn't sound right to me at this rate. And then we go over here, and you're burning at 2 millibuckets per tick. Oh, yes. 62 ticks to do a millibucket, right? So it takes 62 ticks. Ready for this math? Yeah, that sounds right. It's not per ingot, it's per millibucket. Okay? So it's 3 seconds or so to make a millibucket, right? So 62.5 ticks times 1,000 millibuckets is 62,500 ticks. Divided by 20 ticks in a second is 3,125. Divided by 60 seconds in a minute is 52.08. So it takes 52 minutes to burn up a single ingot of uranium in this reactor. 52 minutes of real life time to burn up a single ingot in this. Somebody check my math, but I think that's correct, right? Because 1 divided by 0.016-ish is 62.5. So that means it takes 62.5 ticks to use 1 millibucket. Times 1,000 is 62,500 ticks to use 1,000 millibuckets. Divided by 20, divided by 60 is 52 minutes, right? And in that time, we're producing 12,000 Fe per tick, right? So 62,500 ticks of burn time for an ingot times 12,000 Fe per tick is 750 million. So we're getting 750 million Fe per uranium ingot with this setup. And it could be more efficient. Not terrible, I would say, right? Not terrible, I would say. 750 million Fe per ingot at a rate of 12,000 Fe per tick. And then these guys are burning a lot faster, right? So they're doing 2 millibuckets per tick, right? So it takes 500 ticks to do an ingot, right? So 500 ticks to do an ingot, right? Divided by 20 ticks in a second. So it takes 25 seconds to burn through an ingot over here, okay? And then it's 500 ticks times 43.79. We're getting 21, wait, 20, so 500 ticks times 43,790. We're getting 21 million Fe per ingot. Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah, 21 million. Close to 22 million Fe per uranium in this reactor. So this setup is all about efficiency, like the most energy per ingot. And you could get like much bigger Fe per tick numbers here if we went to like a reinforced turbine and had more fan blades and better blocks down there. So if we improve those blocks to like the higher tier efficiency ones, we'd be getting even better numbers here. But I think that's not bad. That's kind of cool. All right. So I think I've spent a lot of time on extreme reactors here, like a lot of time, probably more time than I should have, but I had fun doing it. And I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it. I don't know. It's always hard to tell. Like, I'm having fun, and like a lot of people are like, yeah, Dyer, just, as long as you're having fun, we're having fun. That's true for some of you folks who watch this. That's not true for everyone. And I can tell because when I do certain types of content, I definitely see the view numbers drop, which, I've never really chased view numbers. Like, I'm playing to have fun and I want you guys to enjoy it too. But like, also I do want you to enjoy watching. So like, to me, it's apparent sometimes when you know, when view numbers drop, it might be an indication people are not enjoying the content as much. So I want you to enjoy it. You know what I mean? So are you like? How come you are at 995 millibuckets? Okay, so you're not cool. Eject waste. You are on, but like yes. Okay. Anyway, I'm breaking this because I don't care. All right, maybe I shouldn't have had hammer mode on, but that's okay. Cool. And then dirt and build to me. There you go. Cool. And cool. And calling it a day. So that should be pretty good Extreme Reactors build. I'm happy with it. Let me know what you think in the comments. So now if we came down here to our basement, we should see we're producing right around 100,000 FE per tick, which is not terrible. We're outputting around 2,000 FE per tick. We are sitting on 14 billion FE at the moment, and that is still 0% full. I told you this is a ridiculous number, right? We mentioned the ridiculousness of this number. I think we would have to get to 683 billion to get to 1% full. Am I right on that math? No. 6.83 trillion would be 1% full, right? 6 trillion would be 1% full? Yeah, I think that's accurate. Well, extreme is in the name of the mod. So I think the last thing I'm going to want to do is make sure that uranium is properly being kept in stock. So as a reminder, we totally have raw uranium set to 40 in here. So that's cool. And then we've got the raw uranium set to 40 here. What I'm thinking I want to do is another paradox setup, right? Now I'm trying to decide if there's a way to do this like where I get to reuse some of what I've already got, but I don't think there is. So what I'm going to probably want to do is have a good, well, kind of I can reuse some of what I've got, right? So I want to make another paradox machine, right? And for that, we're going to need some more time crystals, and I'm going to want some time fluid. And then we should be cool to make a paradox machine. Cool? What do you use? Oh, okay. I was like, what is para? Okay, Citrus Paradisi, I guess is the cool name of the thing with the stuff. So you're making raw eclipse alloy down there. I assume. Yep, just a little bit slowly but surely. Cool, there we go. Oh. Cool. All right, so let's set this up, right? Kind of similarly to where we set this thing up. I could probably do a little something like that. Okay. So as a reminder, we need a paradox machine, we need an advanced dropper, and we need an item collector, right? So paradox machine, advanced dropper. And I should probably just get like 100 of these real quick. And probably a bunch of the, because we know we're going to need a lot of these, right? Yeah. And probably a bunch more of this. Just make a whole bunch for me, because we know we're going to need it, right? So let's replicate this design kind of about here-ish, right? So if we lined you up right about here, okay, and then right along, did I put this such that these guys are in a different chunk? Yeah, that's kind of dumb of me. We should fix, so first off, I have to claim this chunk as a result of that, because I don't think you guys will be able to insert into these guys if this chunk's not loaded, so that'll, I don't know how this was working before, to be honest with you, but it was, so I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but yes, that's a thing we're going to have to deal with. But this time we'll make sure that this one is truly correctly chunk aligned, and we'll do it properly. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just have my paradox machine sit here, okay? And then we can have our dropper here. And then we can have our collector here. I'm gonna have to fix my hopper recipe at some point, by the way. Okay. And then we're gonna want the breaker. That. Cool. Okay. So let's set up. I'm gonna have you go this many out, and then you're going to be, oh wait, you're the dropper. Yep, that's correct, right? Didn't I want the, I guess I'll move this. And this will kind of be the template I use going forward as I replicate this design, if I replicate this design. Now, in fairness, I could probably fit 2 of these in one chunk, right? So maybe I move this whole setup over a little bit. Yes, I like that plan, right? Okay, what I'll do is I will align this to the corner. Yeah, I like that plan. That's how I'm going to play this. All right, so you're going to paradox machine here. I'll leave one space against the side here just in case. Okay, and then we'll have I'll probably have the paradox machine on the left, so we can have the dropper on the right with the collector here. Okay. And then turn off your rendering for a sec. I want you to go like that. Now that would be 1, 2. So if I want you to do a 5x5, right? It would be 1, 2. Cool. Okay. So that'll be your 5x5. We'll do 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So that'll be the area that gets snapshot. Okay. And now you're ready to go. Now we're going to want a similar setup to this dude. So I should be able to borrow him, right? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. So if I do laser IO nodes, I doubt you can reach all the way over here, but that's okay because I can get one of these to link it. Now, technically, these guys don't need to be chunk loaded, but just for like the sake of looking cool, I'll make sure that you're connected. Okay. And then you go into here. Okay. So over here, I'm probably going to want my card cloner, right? So we're going to have a fluid. And then you should be keeping time fluid in stock up to 8 buckets. Cool. Now you're going to run on pulse. Is that how you are run, or are you high? You're set to high. Okay. So you're running on high. How are you guys getting power again? Probably from underneath. Yeah, that would be my guess. Okay. And then for you, we're going to copy. And then for an item card, we can paste. And he'll be keeping in stock time crystals. Cool? Cool. Now your configuration is such that you're 60, 1, and 200. So that's what we want. 60, 1, and 200. Okay? And then your dude is going to be +1 on the X. Nope, -1 on the X. So that you're dropping there. Cool? Okay. And then I should be able to copy the settings. from you to there. Is that cool? I think that's cool. Right? I like it. And then all I need is a little bit of power. We'll do nitro, because why not? Cool, right? And then the final note here is that I'm going to want a different redstone output, right? So what we're going to want to have is here. Need you on anymore. We're going to want a different redstone output on you. I guess what I could do is run more cabling. And I could have another node. And then this node could be like more surrounded. I like that. So I'm gonna have you linked to here, which should be fine. And then on the down, right, we're gonna have a different color redstone. Now I'm already using green, unfortunately. I don't know why I chose green as a color. Probably time crystals. But how about like lime? So channel 5, and you'll be an input. And then we'll have a level emitter. Going like that, and then you're going to be uranium ingots. And you're going to emit when levels are below 2000. Is that cool? Cool. All right. So you, when we have below 2000, you're going to emit on the lime channel, right? And then we're going to read that right here. And then here, we're going to have an output on the lime channel. Right? Cool. All right, and then finally, we're going to have a breaker here. And just for giggles, I'm going to borrow you. Because, yes, that's what we want, right? And then blaze. And I'll make another one of those in a bit here. But we will have you getting power. Cool. Good, and he's running. Nice. Cool. So now that'll teleport the uranium back home as soon as the break completes. Cool. 114 raw uranium. Now, because we have more than 2,000 uranium ingots, we're cool, right? Now, you should be dropping every... Yep, nice. And then picked up. Cool. Cool. What's the timing on you? You were 20 ticks. Yeah, that's right, because you're, can't pick up until a few seconds after, but that's cool. Oh, are you configured to respect item pickup delay? Don't forget that setting on you. Yeah. The machine settings copier doesn't copy every type of setting. It just copies the type of settings that you normally see on machines, like the area and the filters. So, yeah. So now it'll respect item pickup delay, right? And then the uranium that we have is already being processed. You can see the fact that we have dust showing up tells me that my processing machine is working. Cool. So then it drops, it's there for 3 seconds, and then it's picked up. Cool. All right. And then if we have less than 2,000 ingots in here, you ready? Ha 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 ha. How cool is that? How cool is that? It's working. So that is uranium on demand kind of deal, right? And we're keeping our fluids in stock. And now you should be breaking. And that gives our uranium a little bit more time to recharge itself. So all I got to do is make another one of these, right? With ore miner, drops teleporter, and fortune. Cool. And then we didn't spawn more because we're over 2,000. But if I, took enough out, it would be cool. Is that cool? I think it's cool. Why do I have a single redstone dust on me? Did I break something that would have given me redstone? Don't know. I'm a little nervous. Well, I guess we'll find out when something breaks. So I'm going to call that wrapping up point. So for now, Del20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We now have infinite uranium, just like we have infinite iron. We'll come back next time and probably start on a different mod. Sound cool? Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. You know the deal. Take it easy.